webinar with that, and navigating what's going on in our own house at the same time. So thank you so much for inviting me on. I will try to stay on as long as I can.
Awesome. Appreciate that. So Sean, I don't know if you heard everyone's introductions. I haven't done mine yet, but I want to acknowledge you being on here and helping us with this.
Well, thank you, Tiffany. And yes, I heard most introductions. I don't think I heard all, but thank you for doing this. And how are you? And yeah, please, Tiffany, who are you? What are you up to in the world? And why are you doing this?
So some of you know me better than others. I'm Dr. Tiffany Noelle Brown, DocT PhD, and I've really been thinking lately about the movie Up. And you know, the dog that goes squirrel, 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 squirrel. And I feel like people really are feeling a lot of overwhelm. And I want to help overcome the overwhelm. And the way that I'm doing that is just think in your life, in just the last couple hours in the morning, how many of you have already gotten health messages about do this practice, use this product, sign up here, sign up there. And it's really hard to make sense of, number one, what information can I trust? Number two, how do I get to it if I want to use it? And all of the logistics around that. Well, you have me. I can help you, guide folks to people, practices, and products that I think would work best for them based on being a sociologist, understanding mind, body, spirit, and adding in someone's personal values, understanding someone's preferences and their personal life situation, and mixing that with being medical school faculty and a holistic practitioner. I think that I can really help see lots of different aspects of someone's lives. And if I can't help them personally, I don't ever feel like I'm the only one that could help someone, but let me help get someone to the right tool for them. So that's me. And thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me. I'm so excited to have y'all here.
And how about a fun fact?
Oh, fun fact. I learned how to paddleboard this week.
Where'd you paddleboard?
Awesome.
Yeah, we paddleboarded at a little lake in Loveland, Colorado, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours from where I live.
That's super awesome. So love hearing it. And do you want me to drop in, Tiffany, on?
Go ahead.
So first of all, again, thank you, everybody. And Tiffany, yes, your heart, your integrity, authenticity is clear, as well as your wisdom. So, thank you for all that. My name is Sean Callagy. I'm the co-founder of Unblinded, creator of the Unblinded formula, also known as the Callagy results formula. And what we're doing here is a bunch of things. And if I told you all the things that we're doing and all the purposes, it would take forever. But I always believe in mutual value added dynamics. So what we're doing is this, all you find folks, number one, get to meet each other and interact. Like Tiffany gets to meet you, you get to meet them, and I get to meet you. So we'll all get the opportunity to meet each other. In addition, what we're doing is we're exploring influence and its superpower-ness and what you do with it. And I'm not going to drop in, in any elongated way, but I will succinctly state that I have unique accomplishments in the legal field, unique accomplishments in the space of building a business. I currently own a 125-person law firm and am co-founder of Unblinded, which has done some very unique things in the space of acceleration and development. Most importantly, though, let's show it today and play with the space of influence as a superpower, which has been the study of my heart for 23 years. But I do, just as the quick, emphatic point, I do have a $250,000 bet for charity out on the internet that as a challenge to attempt to out-influence me on a neutral set of facts with a neutral set of people. And that's only designed to sort of emphatically state, I promise that there is real material here. And it's not, as Tiffany just said, oh yeah, we can help you do something. The nuances that are here are incredible. And if we had 100 hours to spend together, it would be mind-blowing. But yeah, let's have everybody today leave with value. I know that's Tiffany's commitment. That's my commitment, our commitment. So Tiffany, back to you.
Sean, do you feel like you need to hear an introduction from anyone that you may have missed?
No, I'm all good and
Okay.
ready to go. I mean, Excel, we'll drop in with optics. And again, thank you everybody for your courage, vulnerability, for being here. And Tiffany, would you like to share like what happens next, or would you like me to? It's up to you.
I'll just say another little quick thing about you first. So one awesome thing about Sean is not only his heart-centered, how he's giving to try to teach folks like me that come in with very little confidence to really focus and try to move forward to do more in the world without the fear of failure that I'm always running around with. But Sean himself is legally blind. And so he has an incredible superpower that you will experience that we may all physically see in these boxes with each other, physical manifestations of how we're showing our influence. He can hear that without visually being able to see it. So he will still be able to pick up on that. And that's something that's really been helpful to me. So I just want to acknowledge that, Sean.
Thank you. And yes, and if I could say this, it is the 100th anniversary year for the American Foundation for the Blind. Helen Keller during her lifetime, was the face of it. And yeah, there's a 75% unemployment rate for folks that are blind, and we're working hard to change that. And my fun fact, Tiffany, and everybody, is on Sunday of this week, a blind guy, me, taught another blind guy to surf. So let's have some fun. Tiffany?
Great. So if I miss anything with how I describe our like influence offness here to all learn from each other and try to learn how to do this better so that we can create more influence and value for others and for ourselves as we move our own businesses forward. The format is really, you're going to role play with me. You tell me what it is that you want me to say yes to. And it could be literally anything in your business that you want to have practice with getting someone to say yes to. It could be getting another meeting with someone. It could be getting someone to sign up for a webinar or something that a program that you're running, coaching that you're doing. It could be an agreement to write a song together. It could be anything that you want help getting to yes with. And you have 3 minutes to try to do that, and you tell me who you want me to be. I'm the actress in the situation, so you tell me what character you're wanting me to be to try to get that yes.
Awesome.
Did I miss anything, Sean or Jason?
No. Oh, Jason, what's up,
Yes,
brother?
I'm here.
Jason, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, I simply call Jason Iron Man at this point. So what's up, Iron Man?
I love it. I'll take that. That's a great name. I love the Black Sabbath drop in yesterday too. For a second, I think you confused some people.
That is not uncommon, brother. So yes, Tiffany, great job. So who would you like to see go first? I just emphasize this. Like Tiffany said, it's just a yes that you're seeking in the world. Yeses are what make things happen. They create and destroy businesses. They create and destroy acceleration. They create and destroy relationships of all sorts, whether it's a book deal. I really enjoyed that thought, like getting a book deal without writing a word, like cool. Whether it be a client or an ecosystem, partnership, a strategic alliance is what we mean by that, whatever it is, and just have some fun, be in our heart, and let's explore influence. So Tiffany, who would you like to see go first?
Margaret's gonna have to possibly jump off soon, so I'm going to have her go first, if that's okay with you, Margaret.
Sure, why not, right? I'm not sure what's going to come out of my mouth, but I'm going to be trusting that whatever it is will be good enough in this setting.
Margaret, anything you could do is good enough. Your courage and vulnerability in being here is outstanding. And you have an opportunity to meet some new friends and make some things happen. So just have fun. Who would you like Tiffany to be?
Sure. So Tiffany, how about if you're one of those moms, hypothetically, who's recently started with the remote learning stuff going on? Hypothetically.
Hypothetically. Sure,
Right.
Absolutely. You got it.
Yeah.
So Hey there, Tiffany. I'm doing this business now where I offer health and wellness coaching and consulting for families. And what we do is we look at 4 main areas of your life, and whatever your goal is with remote learning, whether it's having your child show up on time with a smile on their face, or whether your goal is just to get through the day with no squabbling, whatever your goal is, my plan is to work with you so that you have some support and some cheerleading with you, and also being able to take care of yourself along the way. So we'll look at how your mindset is and how it's working for you with your children and for yourself. We'll look at mindset and your daily habits and your nourishment, even your hydration if that's needed. We'll also look at being able to take some time for yourself. I love being able to work with you outside, so you don't have to be connected to a Zoom call. We can take the phone and go for a walk outside and do a little walk and talk. So that's a little bit about what I'm doing, and I hope that maybe we could work together and help your family get through the next month with a thriving mindset.
Oh, that sounds really neat. Are you with the school system?
I'm not with the school system, and I'm not with a product. I actually am all about working with you, the parent, and if you want me to, I can also work with your children. It's really all about looking at the family and what's happening from an ecological and holistic perspective.
And can you tell me more about who you are?
Oh boy. It's always easier to talk about someone else than to talk about myself. But I'm an educator by training. I've been working with experiential education and classroom environments for 25 years. And the one skill set that I always bring to everything I do is really connecting with the individual child, their heart and their soul. And that's where we start with before we start with our learning. So I really do understand that some of the challenges that kids are having with being online and not connecting directly. Another part about me is, in addition to doing experiential education, I also do a lot of nature trail work, and nature and outdoor experiences is a really good healing element that can, if you're interested, be infused in with your parenting this next month.
That sounds really neat. Do you live near me?
Where do you live?
I'm in Colorado.
So I live in Baltimore, but I am available by phone and online.
20 seconds to go.
And what are you looking for from me today?
Today I'd love to meet with you just to set up 3 sessions to connect. Having 3 sessions together gives us a chance to meet each other and make some forward strides in whatever goal you're looking to.
And what does that cost me?
It will cost you $50 for all 3 sessions.
Is there somewhere I can learn more information about your program?
How about I give you a call in about an hour?
That sounds great.
Excellent job. Margaret, how'd that feel for you?
Definitely like I was on the spot, but it felt all right. I mean,
Yeah.
most of what we talked about was spot on with what I usually deliver. Some of the surprises, I just rolled with it, and I think what came out of my mouth was okay.
No, you did a great job. And remember, we're going to drop in little quick nuggets here and there. We're going to get to the judges, not judging you, but judging, what just occurred. And remember, it's all just a story. So on the spot equals a framework that we step into, I'm selling or something, there's something there, and you're just exchanging value because you do great things for people, Margaret. Is that right?
Yes.
That's it. And people don't understand it, and you're explaining it to them. And as you go from hello to yes, you're helping people see what they don't see. So excellent work. Tiffany, let's go to our judges.
So we have Jason as our judge today, and I'm excited to have Jason. Jason, did I forget to introduce you earlier?
That's okay. That's okay.
Can you introduce yourself and then judge?
All right, as Sean, I'll do it quickly. As Sean said, I am now the Iron Man. And he calls me that because I went from having a significant back surgery where I never thought or feared I might never be able to run again to doing 5 full Ironman races. And now I am stepping out of the corporate world, much like the good folks here, to serve in a much bigger way, to have an impact on people's lives, and make sure that I'm helping take them from overwhelm to clarity and faster results. So thanks for having me. I'm very grateful to be here. And now I will drop in and judge. Good. So Margaret, great job. Going first is hard. So you're courageous. I felt that you were really congruent. Like you said, it felt good. You're telling people what you do. I felt like you had really great loving energy. You had certainty about what you're delivering. Talked about I was interested in connecting outside nature and then family as a whole together. I felt areas for improvement would have been just maybe starting with building some rapport with Tiffany, just asking her how she's doing, seeing what's going on, seeing what pain she had, seeing how what you do kind of applicable there. But overall, great job. I would give you a 7.5.
Thank you.
Excellent. And Tiffany, how'd that connection feel with you with Margaret?
You and I've had a conversation before, so it's a little bit probably jarring for her to start as if she doesn't know me. I think introducing who you are when you start a call with someone, I'm sure you do that normally. And so I kind of tried to pull that out towards the end, but I know that you do that because you did that in real life with me. I definitely in alignment with me. And I would like to help you figure out, how do you kind of find, kind of what Jason was saying, how do you find from me to know that we're a good match? Because we're both trying to figure out if we're a good match for each other. So giving yourself that space to learn that, to figure it out. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, Tiffany. Thank you.
Yeah. And Margaret, just real quick, so I know you may have to bounce. I thought you did a fantastic job. I think when people make decisions, usually not because of the benefit, but they make decisions because of the pain it's going to solve for. So supporting people integriously, authentically, as you build rapport and open up listening. So it's like 4 steps. Like 1 is the creation of emotional rapport, the opening of listening. There's an entire sequencing of how that's done. Not going to drop in there right now. But second, really putting something at stake for people, but again, not manipulatively. It's like, wow, like where are you? Where you been? Where are you going? What's working with the challenges? Are you there? And it's like, da, da, da. It's like, wow, cool. I'm hearing you, acknowledgement, validation, authentically, and be like, yeah, so like that thing you're chatting about, like, people say they have goals and they're super interested, but like, how much does that really matter to you? So you're having people step into like what matters to them, and then you're acknowledging them for it. And then step 3 is, as Tiffany said, it's a transition to, hey, would it be okay to share a little bit about me? And it's your story and how you're going to be able to solve for that, and having the truth come through, and then just simply asking for an agreement. So excellent job. That's what the framework looks like. I would say a little bit more of your amazingness popping and sharing that to solve for what's at stake, but great job, Margaret.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tiffany.
Thank you, Margaret. Really appreciate that. And I know that we have the homeschool thing connection already that was established earlier. So, Robin, do you want to go next?
Sure. Okay, so Tiffany, what I want you to do, we kind of talked about this before, was you're going to be an established client who's doing like okay, but isn't really using all of the tools that are available. You haven't quite bought into a community. And so what I'm going to try to get you to do is to actually use some more of the tools that you have.
Awesome. And Rob, you'll hear with about a minute to go, you hear an alarm.
Okay.
So with a minute to go, 30 seconds to go, done. But Robin, please take us in.
All right. Hey, Tiffany, it's Robin. How are you doing today?
I'm good. It's always good to talk to you, Robin.
It is great to talk to you. So tell me a little bit, how did this week go for you?
Some good, some bad.
How are you feeling? Your energy level, sleep, how is that going?
That depends on the day. Sleep is not great right now. Energy level, I've been pretty excited this week about work that I'm doing.
Oh, that's fantastic. So have you had a chance to, get a little bit more involved with the Optavia community? I mean, there's lots of different things and ways to get involved. Have you checked any more into the life book?
Well, I have it. It's up in my bathroom so that I'm supposed to look at it while I'm in there. That was my goal.
So what actually ends up happening?
Usually on my phone.
Okay. So the life book, have you done anything in it? Have you, gotten anything from it?
Yeah, like right in the beginning, I was really on top of it, and I think I'm doing pretty well with losing weight. I don't know so much about all the, exactly where I am on the healthy habits part, because I kind of rely on you to tell me that stuff.
I gotcha. And you know that I'm going to be here for you, for however long you want me to be here. But from the conversations you and I have had before, I know that you want to really be healthier for a lifetime. And, the only way to do that is to really make changes. And I think it would be, would you allow me to suggest some things?
Yeah, sure.
I think that it would be in your best interest to pick up the life book some more, maybe get involved a little bit more in the online community. Have you listened to any of the webinars on Wednesday evening?
Yeah, I've listened. I think I listened to 3 of them. It's just the evenings are really, really hard with kiddos. And I saw your text yesterday about my getting involved in your Facebook group. So I really need to, maybe that's what I should be doing during that time instead of the life book.
Well, whatever works for you. However, it's baby steps. There's little micro habits that we talk about all the time. Anything that you can do to help yourself, create healthy habits, to surround yourself with like-minded people, inspire others. That's what you're doing right now. Hopefully you're inspiring other people to be the best that they can be. And perhaps by you posting on Facebook, on my group, you will inspire others, and maybe you'll look around and you'll see and you'll be inspired by them as well.
I'll try it, and just remind me if I forget.
Most definitely. I can do that.
10 seconds.
How many seconds?
10.
Okay. Well, you did great, and we're going to talk more.
Awesome. Thanks, Robin.
Great job, Robin. Robin, how'd that feel for you?
It was pretty good. I didn't quite get to exactly what I wanted, but I think we got through some good things.
All right.
And she had some good energy.
Yes, absolutely. Jason, what do you have for Robin?
Robin, first, great job. I really want to acknowledge you for you have awesome energy out of the gate. And you kind of varied your energies between being really loving, so really kind of goddess energy, and aspirational, looking to create something, or Tiffany wanted to create health for a lifetime, right? Wellness for a lifetime. I thought you had a couple good access points. If I was getting into some details for you, when right away, Tiffany said, some good, some bad, and she was a little bit down about the bad. Right. Just kind of acknowledging that things have been rough, like acknowledging her a little bit more, and then asking her, hey, what's bad? Like, what's going on? And trying to get a little bit deeper what's going on in her life, and then help her find her way back out of that, right? Like, so you're creating like, hey, what's the pain, her something to solve for, and really creating something, putting something at stake. Overall, I thought you did really well. I'd give you probably 7.8.
Nice, Jason. All right, Tiffany, anything to add?
I felt the rapport. I felt the support of Robin. I was a little bit hard on her being more resistant, I think. But I know that's something that she's wanting to work through. So I appreciate you working through that struggle. as I was a little more challenging on you.
Awesome job. Robin, thank you. I'm going to give a little bit of feedback after like the next several people go. So it's collective and we keep moving with time integrity. So great job, Robin. And Tiffany, who's next?
Jill, would you like to go next?
Sure, I'll go. I'm not quite sure how to play, but we'll do it.
Jill, all we're doing, Jill, is what would
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, what would be a yes that would be good for you in the world? You know, so you're just any yes. It could be, and it could not, it doesn't have to be the ultimate yes. It could be just a longer meeting. Maybe it's a client that you work on a book thing with. Maybe it's a speaking engagement. Maybe it's charitable. Whatever would be a yes that would matter to you in the world, you would make Tiffany into that person, that avatar.
Beautiful. Okay, so Tiffany, I'd love you to be a person who's an entrepreneur considering taking my virtual publicity course.
There you go.
Got it.
Right.
And we just met.
Cool. Jill, take us in, please.
So hi, Tiff. Terrific. Hi, Tiffany. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good. It was so nice to meet you last week at that mastermind. That was super cool, wasn't it?
It sure was. I really got a lot out of it.
Good. You met some good people and had good contacts for you?
Well, folks like you, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Well, I don't know if you remember, but I actually teach a virtual publicity course, and I know you expressed some interest in talking further about that. May I tell you a little bit about it?
Yeah, I'd like to hear more.
Okay, cool. Well, I wrote the book Guerrilla Publicity, along with several others. And one of the things I'm really committed to is helping entrepreneurs like you get your message out, create that visibility factor. Is that something that you've ever struggled with or thought about?
Absolutely. That's like where I am stuck right now.
Yeah, well, you're not alone. You're not alone. And frankly, I think it's the most important thing for entrepreneurs like you to get your message heard, right? I mean, don't you agree that that's what will drive your business?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I did was put together, I used to actually run a PR agency. And for Richard's sake, I actually started in the music business. Is that Richard? I'm sorry, my glasses aren't on. But anyway, Russell, thank you, Russell. I actually started my career in the music business. And what I've learned is, everything is about perception. So I put together a really simple, virtual, interactive, live course with me based on 25 years of PR experience. And we're going to get your publicity done in one day. And we're going to do actually 3 documents. Doesn't that sound easy, right? To get it done?
Wow, that doesn't seem real.
I know but I promise you it's real, because what I did was I took the best of the most important things you need to know and put it together in a day that just gets it done. And on top of that, you're going to leave with templates that you can use for any project that you're ever involved in. And even better news is, because of the pandemic, I'm actually now doing pandemic pricing, which I know it sounds funny, but it's, what's helpful for people. And so I've priced it really reasonably now at only $197. The course used to be over $1,000, just so you know. So that's just something that people have been really loving. It's very practical and very tactical. Is that something you might be interested in?
Yeah, I'd like to learn more. What if I'm not able to do it on the day that you're teaching?
Well, good news for you. I actually do it 2 days a month. It's a 6-hour day, very interactive. We have breaks even. So, because I think that's important, right? Being a balanced human being. So you can choose whatever date is convenient for you. Plus, everything is recorded. All handouts are downloadable. So if for some odd reason you even miss a little bit of it, everything is right there for you.
Okay, well, that's helpful.
Okay. Last 15 seconds.
Great. So may I send you the link to register and the special code?
Yeah, is there more information on the course embedded in that?
Absolutely. It's actually quite detailed with all the documents you get and what the structure is.
Okay, and if I have more questions, how should I get in touch with you?
You can email back or even text me back on the number that we're talking on right now, if you'd like.
Okay, that sounds good. Thanks, Jill.
Wonderful. You're so welcome. I look forward to supporting you.
Excellent. Jill, how was that for you?
That was good. I actually think I'm usually even better, but meaning it feels just more flow. So yes, on the whole though, I think I answered her questions and addressed what her issues were.
Yeah, great job. And by the way, love how you presented yourself right up front. That was a very, we talk about scotoma creating, right? Like a blank spot in the mind, like, whoa, like that, like get your book published without, it was really cool. So great job.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. It's true. I'm so excited. I got a big one coming out the end of this month. I'm so excited.
You do? And do you want to share a little bit about how you do that? Or not your secrets, but like just give a little bit more optics on that? Or would that be helpful for you?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm happy to. I'll even do a quick show and tell. This woman, Susie Carter, who actually used to work with Lisa Nichols, who you may have heard of. Susie came to me and said, I want to write a book. Not one word was written of this book. It was actually another kind of book. But one thing is I help people find publishers and agents. So I got her connected with an agent who got her the 6-figure book deal with Simon & Schuster coming out the end of this month called Power Your Profits. And you know, this was a twinkle in her eye when she came to me. So that is what I do, is I help people get connected to, I'm a great connector, to publishers and agents for that book you're wanting to write. And if you're already a self-published author, I help you get foreign rights deals. So for instance, my own book, The Profit of Kindness, is actually now in India and in Russia, which is pretty exciting.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. So Tiffany, what do you have as feedback for Jill?
I think that sharing that last part is actually important for the folks on this group, and especially for me, the Profit of Kindness, because this is all based in integrity and really trying to help other folks. So I love hearing about that. That book probably would have been a better match for me, but I also know that about you already. So I know that we've already talked about that before.
Yeah.
I felt a lot of good energy in this. I wasn't quite to the, yes, I'm going to get the product yet. But I think that your ask of it was still safe for me.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Tiffany.
Okay, good. Did you see what the results could be for you? Sorry, I just, because that's something I wrestle with a little bit.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I mean, my goodness, I have had so many stops and starts at trying to write books that being able to be like, oh, I could have something substantial down in a day, that seemed very compelling to me.
Awesome.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. Jason.
Jill, great job. I thought you were, like Tiffany said, you have amazing energy. You felt really congruent. You really have certainty around what you're doing. Like Sean said, you created that scotoma right up front with your heroic, unique identity, which was awesome, by the way. It really resonated, kind of drew me in. I'd say the reason, if you know, giving you some constructive feedback, the reason Tiffany's not to yes yet is because up front there wasn't a lot of rapport built. Even though you answered all of her objections, you overcame the objections. You're really, really loving and helpful when you do it. But the reason she wasn't quite to yes, my imagination or my hallucination is that because up front there wasn't a lot of deep rapport building where you really identified what Tiffany was looking for by asking more questions about her to see where, you know, how what you're offering would be congruent and helpful to her. But overall, I'd give you like an 8.7. I thought you were really, really good.
Yeah, excellent work.
Wonderful.
And
thank you.
Yeah, for the benefit of everybody, if we could drop in something really quickly. like to demonstrate the emotional rapport building. So Jill, could we role play for a second?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So how about you be Tiffany and I will be you? Sound fun?
Terrific. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'll be Jill. You're actually Tiffany. So hey Tiffany, thanks so much for having me on this real raw open thing. I wasn't too sure what it would be, and thanks for having a quick follow-up call with me. So like, yeah, like what are you up to in the world? I get like you're a practitioner, you're a doctor, like, but kind of what are you doing?
Tiffany, I may need to be cute exactly, but I'm doing some incredible coaching and consulting with people, really helping them through their health issues and challenges based on, frankly, my scientific background and my high level of care and concern for people. I've put the two together and merged a very holistic approach to healing and wellness.
Yeah, and super impressed by you being on medical faculty. Like that's not an easy thing to do. So clearly you have a ton going on in the world. And how's everything going with getting that message out there to the world?
Don't have time for that so much. Haven't been quite doing that.
Yeah. And just, I don't really have that much clarity. If everything goes the way you'd like it to, like where would this all go? Like what's the legacy for Tiffany?
Well, the legacy is really putting back control into people's hands around their health, around choices, around good choices. And I'm just really dedicated to that and the integrity of the information that they get.
I felt that. And can I ask like where that came from? Like why? I hear integrity, I hear like focus, caring, like why though? Where does that come from?
I think it's just a deep commitment of mine always in everything I've done. So to me, that's just how life should be led.
Oh, amazing. So let me like tell you what I'm hearing. I'm hearing huge vision. I'm hearing heart-centeredness, legacy, with some degree of clarity that really matters, but a little bit of challenge getting it out there with all the stuff you're doing. Am I hearing you correctly, Tiffany?
That you got it. Yes.
Yeah, thanks. So be okay in the final minute we have, I share just a little bit about me.
Please.
Yeah. So again, my name is Jill, as you know, and I used to have a concern for people that they wouldn't be able to get their message out there. So at one point, I ran a PR agency, and we had incredible results, and it was a really fulfilling journey. But I got to a point when I wanted to even broaden my impact, and I want to be able to teach people to do things even more cost effectively than hiring an agency like myself to go out and do remarkable things in the world. So I've created a number of different programs to support people in it. And the one I'm particularly excited about is one related to folks getting their message out there to write books and to publishers. And in fact, believe it or not, Tiffany, there's a part of the work that we do with people, and it's literally just happened, where we say, you don't even have to write a word, and we will be able to help you potentially, not everybody, get a book deal. We just got a six-figure book deal for somebody that wasn't famous, wasn't known, and just had an idea for a book with Simon & Schuster. So that's it all. Is that like, would that resonate with you a little bit or no?
That sounds super cool. And I know that to write a book, you have to have influence.
Yeah, for sure. And so what we do in our programs, and and quite frankly, we have a beginning introduction to our work that's preposterously inexpensive with humility. It's a $197 program. And if you need some more information, I'd be happy to. I know we're out of time for now, but what the program is designed to do is not just give you an introduction to what we do, like to be able to walk away and have some tremendous clarity as though you had lengthy discussions and interaction with a PR agency, giving you my wisdom, knowledge over decades. And you could actually take that and get your message out there at an exponentially higher level. What we mean by that is like you literally can come in contact with people, publishers, people that get your message out there through press release type dynamics, and understand exactly what those people are looking for. So yeah, if that's interesting to you, I'll send you the link. I know you have to go, I have to go, or you'd like a longer conversation, I'd be happy to. Pause. So Jill, is that who you are or no?
That was great. Yes, thank you.
Okay. But I mean, it's sincere. Like, is that what you do for people, or did I miss that? Because I don't want to.
Oh, there's a little bit, just maybe a little clarity, but that's okay. I think the gist was excellent in terms of how to structure it, what to say, and kind of a different way in, so to speak.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Jill. Great job. Okay.
You're awesome. Thank you. And you guys, mwah, ciao. Great to meet you all. I got to run to another appointment. Look forward to more.
Thanks, Jill.
Thank you.
Thank you for your coaching. That was really super.
Awesome job. Yeah, Tiffany, who's next?
Before we head on to well, I think Russell's the only one left, right, Russell? Before we do that, I have to say that Jill did a great job of being me. She's the person in this that knows me the least. She's literally only met me in a 10-minute mastermind session breakout. So you did a good job with that, getting that, Sean. So thank you. And you coached me in that too, how to talk about myself. All right, Russell.
Before you do, Tiffany, because your heart-centeredness, your integrity comes screaming through. And for all of us, whenever we're having a little bit of challenge, having a little fear of failure, let's just remember there's no failure. Like, there's no failure. There's just growth and progress and having fun and being our heart. Tiffany, you're amazing. Just love yourself, right? Love. I know you love people. Love yourself, and just share your brilliance, right? And there's no rejection, no failure. So Tiffany, back to you and Russell.
All right, Russell, who you want me to be?
Okay, so I want you to be a entrepreneur who has a website as well as a number. And what I want to be is someone who, my attempt is I'm going to try to get you to use my music on your website or on your answering service.
Excellent. So Russell, you ready?
I believe I am.
Yeah, please take us in.
Okay. Hi, my name is Russell, and I understand you have your own business, correct?
I do.
Okay. And I am a creative who makes instrumental music. You do like music, correct?
Of course.
Okay. And what I would like to do for you is I would like to provide you with some music for your website, as well as your telephone number for your background music, for your telephone numbers for your background music. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering a little bit.
No, you're okay. How would that work? I don't know how music would work on my website.
Okay, so basically, when people are reading your website and the services that you provide, having background music would help keep people's attention span longer. It would help as well as to set the mood. With the services that you provide, you want to be able to keep people engaged, to be able to read and understand about all of the services you provide. And music is a key component in terms of setting moods. If you think about how many times you hear these notes, dun, 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 puts you in exact mood. It set a picture for you. So what I would like to do is to create music for you that would be able to help you with creating a mood, so that people can understand your services better and be able to fully be able to grasp what it is that you want them to know.
That's really neat.
So that sounds like something you would like, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that would work, but that sounds really neat. And I don't know that I've seen that. So that's pretty creative and cutting edge.
Well, yeah, you have to be able to help yourself stand apart. That's one of the benefits of having music to your website. not many websites do you go to, and if you hear music, it sounds kind of cheesy, like a Casio watch. It lacks the soul of what it is that you're trying to, the mood in which you're trying to create for the person to be able to read along and be able to fully understand what it is that the message that you're trying to provide them, or the services that you're trying to provide them. So what I would like to propose is that you tell me a little bit more about the services that you want to provide, as well as or you could tell me about the music that you like, the mood that you want people to feel, so that I can either tailor something for you, or maybe I have something that I've already worked on, or something that I've already created.
20 seconds to go.
So
would you be able to let me listen to some of the things that you have, so I can get an idea of it?
Oh, definitely. I could provide you with some of my samples of my music, but I would think that it would definitely be better to understand what it is, your mood, the mood that you're trying to create, and you want your customers to feel.
I understand. I understand what you're saying. I think that doing that process would be neat. It probably would require a longer call. Is that, are you wanting to do a longer call?
Definitely. I just want you to, the purpose of this call was just basically to get you to see the value in having music, background music in your business.
I think that's a really neat idea that I'd never considered before. Yeah, I'd be willing to talk to you some more.
Great.
All right. Excellent work. Russell, how'd that feel for you, Russell?
A little nerve-wracking, honestly. Yeah,
it's all good. So what felt nerve-wracking about it?
Trying to stay on point and remember how to make what I do of value. Just trying to remember the key phrases or things
It's all good. Can I ask you this? Because
yes.
So, and that's what we're here for. Like, that sounds like, do you feel like when you say that, are you more in your head, or are you more in your heart?
I am more in my head, because if I talk about music, then I'm just going to come from my heart. But if I'm trying to talk about it to someone, then I'm probably more in my head.
Yeah. So let's just make it the same thing. So tell me, what pain, I do a lot of stuff right out there in the world. What pain can you help me solve for? I do, I have podcasts. We have no music to start it. So do you think that this Real Raw Open would be better with music?
It would definitely be better.
Tell me why. Tell me the magic. What would it do if you did that?
It would capture your audience's attention.
Yeah. And would it capture their heart more? And their soul?
It would definitely capture their heart, their ears and their heart, and allow them to focus.
Yeah. And how about a little bit of heart and soul? Like, does it engage people's body, their being? Does music?
Yes. Music, and this is one of the things that I stumbled, because I know the power of music, but being able to articulate it.
Listen, it's all good. Just close your eyes for 1 second, unless you're driving. Are you driving, Russell?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And just like, hand on your heart, just tell us what you love about music. What do you love about music?
I love how music allows me the ability to communicate with people.
Yeah. And does it provide that ability for everybody? The ability to share our hearts together?
It does. Stevie Wonder said it best when he said music is a universal language.
Now you're talking. Do you feel that difference?
Yes.
That's it. Come from your heart. Great job.
Okay.
Jason.
Thank you for that end part.
Awesome, man. Jason, what do you have for Russell? Count down 25 seconds.
Jason, you're on mute.
Thank you. I was talking the whole time. Like what Sean Sean was saying, I love that. Like when you weren't in your head, when you were talking about music from your heart, I felt it. I actually started writing down, have you ever watched a scary movie without the music? Not so scary, right? And you start dropping in with the Jaws thing. I'm like, oh my God. Like, so like just asking a question like that, like just to try to catch someone's attention to create that scotoma. And when you're asking questions, Russell, just ask, rather than asking closed-ended questions, like you said something like, you do like, let's see, I wrote it down here. You do like music, right? And it's a yes or no question instead of, hey, what
type of music do you like?
What does music make you feel? What could, and then what you're saying with Sean, creating that energy. And then when you talk about yourself and your passion, talking about what you've done, like talk about, hey, I've done this for this website and this created more traffic. And that way you're really putting something at stake for someone and you're really creating that interest, because I know that you have beautiful things to offer. So great job. I'd give you a 7.5, just ask more open-ended questions so you can get to what that point of pain is for Tiffany to help her solve for her problems. Yeah.
Can you say that first thing you said? You had something really great that you said in the very first sentence you said. I apologize to make you go back.
No. I'm glad I can help. I'm glad I'm in service. So I was just saying, when you say you could ask a question up front when you're talking about your music, like, have you ever watched a really scary movie like Jaws without the music? It's not so scary, right? And then all of a sudden the shark's terrifying when you hear da-dum, 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 right? And then like you had that. So that's fun, that you have that fun energy about you. You have that really loving energy too. So I think that's a great way for you to communicate when you're in your heart.
Great job, Jason. Excellent. And Tiffany, what'd you have for Russell?
So I think now you got a lot of really good clarity, and this, Russell, just so you know, this is also being recorded, so you can go back and get that specific wording that'll help you. I think at first it was a little confusing to me until you did the da-dun, da-dun. That made a connection for me that made perfect sense. That was a really great example. And I think being more clear in that you want to talk with me at another time longer that's designated just to work on that, I think just clarifying that the language around that would be helpful to help someone know what further step you want them to take.
Awesome job. So yes, Russell, great job. Tiff, I think that's the crew.
We have one more.
Well,
we have one more. I'm sorry.
There's one more.
No, that's okay. So Kathy wanted to just be on and listen and get some knowledge. Yeah. And I was thinking that I might, if it's okay, since I know Kathy, I might try to role play, since she and I are both wellness advocates for doTERRA, that I might try to role play something in a scenario that she might be trying to go through as well, if that's okay.
Sure.
So Jason, can I role play with you?
Sure, let's do it.
All right. Ring, ring.
Wait, who am I first?
Oh, sorry.
What's going on?
I am going to ask you to host an essential oils party with at least 10 people that you know.
Okay, and okay, I'll go for it.
Okay, ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, Jason, it's Tiffany. How you doing?
I'm good, Tiffany. How are you today?
Good. I know that we've talked before about trying to find ways to get people together during this crazy COVID stuff. Have you thought any more about that?
Oh, I have. These Zoom calls are great, but I miss people, Tiffany. Like, I just miss being around people. You know, knuckles, high fives, hugs. And man, too much time without that.
How does that time with those folks make you feel?
Awesome. I mean, that's probably my number one love language is touch, right? Just someone walking by, putting a hand on your shoulder. So I miss it a lot. It's hard for me.
Yeah,
My kids are tired of me hugging them all the time. They're like, get away, you're weird.
that's fun. That's really funny. Do you have folks in mind that you were just like bursting wanting to get together with?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've been having some people around, but yeah, there's some other people that have been a little bit more careful during these times and they haven't come out. But I have a few people that are around, but there's some people that, yeah, it's been a while. It'd be nice to be back in touch.
Do you think that it would be like fun to do some kind of like self-care type get together, plan it with the folks that could be there in person safely, and then, maybe even adding the virtual folks together just so you can have that opportunity that's kind of fun?
I love how your mind works, Tiffany. That's one of the things I love about you. You're always an idea maker. Tell me more. I mean, with wellness right now, what's going on? I mean, what does what you're proposing kind of have to do with everything that's happening?
So I've been developing this idea of a self-care party in a box, since we're all kind of cooped up, and it can be sent to individuals. It could be sent to you as a group. And basically it's just getting folks together and allowing them to try out some essential oils, and knowing that the essential oils, the ones that I use are really high quality. They have a lot of science behind them. And that could be an opportunity just to share and give, because I know how giving you are, and people could learn about those products. You can have me like come in, drop in and show everybody how to do a hand technique that you can continue doing, and give little samples so everyone can take something home with them. I don't know. What do you think?
I like it. I like it. I remember you told me once that essential oils, like you have a doctor friend, I think you told me this a long time ago. So maybe you could refresh my memory that he was using essential oils, and then when they took him away because they weren't able to be in the hospital, he ended up getting sick. Is that right? Because I think people would want to know that this can boost their immune system if that's what it does.
Yeah. And of course, business-wise, we always have to be careful about the claims that we're making. But in my personal experience, I utilized essential oils with my brother after his motorcycle accident. I think that you may have heard me talk about that. And I had to sneak them into the hospital, but my brother will say that those were the things that actually got him out of the hospital when he wasn't even supposed to live. And I would love other people that to be able to experience, maybe not that drastic of a thing, but to be able to experience essential oils in a way that can help them feel better, and it be a present all at one time.
Well, if I can get presents and get hugs and high fives, I'm in. Let's do this.
Awesome. Let's schedule a date.
All right. Excellent job, Tiffany. How'd that feel?
I think that's better than I've ever done with that kind of thing. So I'm learning through Unblinded.
Awesome. Great job. Jason, what feedback do you have for Tiffany?
Fun, congruent. I mean, I was a yes from early on for that one, and it wasn't imaginary. Like I felt pulled in. It gave me a solution to something I'm looking for. So great job, Tiffany. Yeah, that's how you need to show up in your heart like that. It was awesome.
That's it. And Jason, let me tell you, brother, your leadership, your congruence is present and awesome. Great job. And Tiffany.
I appreciate that, Sean. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Awesome, brother. Great job, everybody. Tiffany, any final for today? I have a couple 20 seconds of final thoughts after you go, but what final from
the only thing I was going to do is to try to go back to Robin to get Robin some specific advice from you as to how to improve.
Yeah, so I think that everybody did a great job, and this is where it gets into like the micro distinctions of things. So when we move, and happened with Russell, happened with everybody a little bit, we step into a mode where we think we're getting to a yes. Emotionally, psychologically, it begins with the reality that you're just adding value, unless you're not, right? If you're like, a sociopath and you're stealing and lying, that's one thing, but that's not what these people are. This is an incredibly heart-centered, good group of people. Like it just resonates that way, or you feel it. So of course, that's where you are. And the question is, how do you take what you know inside of you, move it from your heart, from your being into somebody else? Like, that's what's happening. We're transferring our knowledge, our wisdom, and our energy to forward in action. So the micro distinctions, I would just say, it really apply across the board to Robin included, everybody. It's staying in that like congruent center of first, number one, like opening the listening of people. How do we connect so listening is open? Because if listening doesn't open and we're speaking into like closed listening, which is where we start, then nothing happens and we sound like Charlie Brown's teacher. I say all the time, wah, 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 right? Which we don't want to sound like. And we're doing that because people, when they feel our energy of like, uh-oh, like we're moving into salesness, like salesness, it creates like an energy, like the salesness of a thing creates like an energy of default no. So how do we move through default no? And we move through default no with depth of listening and effective and optimal questions, right? And so questions like, Jason pointed out, Tiffany pointed out, it's like, so like, hey, how are you? Like, and it's like, oh, fine. Oh, fine means wall. Like, it's like, hey, like, Tiffany, like, how are you? How you doing today, Tiff?
I need to unmute myself. Sorry. I'm doing well today.
Yeah. Like, that's like kind of surfacey. So we're still there. Be like, awesome. And hey, so I know you're doing this like real raw thing and you know you're doing a lot of business development. Like, why are you doing all this?
I want to help more people. And I know that I need help to do that.
Okay. And wow, that's like, thank you for sharing that. Like, still kind of surfacey, but now an acknowledgement. Like, hey, Tiffany, like, really, thank you for sharing that, because that's pretty vulnerable and pretty open. And what kind of help do you think that you need?
Probably the biggest thing is in self-confidence and being around heart-centered people that I know.
Now, thank you, Tiffany. We're in a very different place than doing well, right? Yeah, I need some help. Like, now Tiffany's heart is open, we're authentically sharing, and now I either could have done that manipulatively as a gimmick to try to connect, or I could authentically listen and care and feel the empathy for like Tiffany and like all other people's journey. And when that's in place, then we have emotional rapport, and now we're somewhere. Now we could do like good things or bad things when we have emotional rapport, for sure. But integrous influence means we're going to do good things. And so it's that opening of listening that's clear, right? Which is the same thing when Jason was saying, hey, did you ever hear music, like something about music? Like, how does it make you feel? Well, I think, okay, like what do you think Jaws would be like if there was no music? Like, there was no dun, 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 right? And now you're asking questions instead of telling people things. And that's the opening of listening. And so then we're putting something at stake at step 2. And then when it comes time to share who and what we are, that's where we step into a little bit more certainty, like, thank you. And there's an acknowledgement. And then it's, yeah, like, I'm Robin and I'm up to things in the world. And so what matters to me is, and the reason it matters and how I started and how I could solve that pain, like, there's energy being transferred. We're in our body. It's like who we are. And so that would be, I'll pause, Tiffany, to not go on too long, but that's what I would share with everybody, is that transition after a depth of connection listening to step into what we call Zeus energy, where you're really centered, decisive, still in our heart, but clear, and energy is transferring this certainty that is present. Yeah, that's what I'd share. So sound good, Tiffany?
Yeah, thank you so much, Sean. I really appreciate your expertise, and Jason, thanks for helping us with some other perspective from listening. Yeah. Really appreciate all of you for being here and joining me in this.
Yeah, awesome. And what I would say, thank you, Jason, Tiffany, everybody for being here. Great job. And yeah, this could be the end of the journey. If it is, just remember that your influence is affecting all of these, what we call the 7 levers of marketing and sales. It's affecting your ecosystem mergers, like how you connect and create more with people together. Your speaking engagements, your sales meetings, your sales, which all affect massively your disposable income, as well as what you're able to contribute, your money, your time, your energy, and then all the fun and magic you have. So unlock that influence of superpower. And if the journey begins here, we have huddles every single day. We'd love to talk more, and absolutely let's support Tiffany for all of her great effort and what she did today. And yeah, let's make magic happen and have a beautiful day, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend.